All right, lovelies. Today we're going to take a little road trip and we're going to take a look at the difference between a man-made lake and a naturally occurring lake. Okay, so what is a man-made lake? It's a lake that somebody decided would be great to add to the natural environment for whatever reason and aesthetically appeasing or appealing. A naturally occurring lake happens over the course of time due to erosion, water collection, but it's not chosen, right? It just forms. Well, we're going to take those two ideas and we're going to apply it to our goal weight. So last night in the community webinar, somebody asked a great question. She says, I have hit a number like 132, but I find it almost impossible to maintain, but I don't like my body over a certain weight, and I don't know what I should do about my goal weight. And so really what this comes down to is a man-made goal weight is when a human being, male or female, decides I should weigh 132. They declare it, a chart declares it, the doctor says this is what I consider acceptable. It's a man-made number. It comes from something outside of yourself, okay? And that, in my opinion, is a kind of a recipe for disaster when it comes to maintaining long term. I like a naturally occurring goal weight, not a man-made one. And I have talked about this countless times where I use my hands usually, but right now I have a cup of coffee and I'm walking Daisy. But one hand represents what you're willing to do with your fitness. One hand represents what you're willing to do with your food. And as you make habit change over time, maybe you start drinking a little less alcohol, maybe you start eating a little bit more vegetables and fruits and lean proteins, maybe you start tracking your food, maybe you start eating out less, cooking more at home, eating less treats, learning the difference between snacks and treats so that way you're actually eating snacks as opposed to treats all day. You do all of these eating behavior changes, habit changes. And then on the fitness side, you say, hey, I like yoga. I'm going to do yoga. I like walking. I'm going to do walking. I like doing strength training. I'm going to do strength training. And you start doing these different things that you enjoy, and you kind of build up whatever fitness routine is going to work for you. Wherever those two roads merge together. So I have sacrificed X amount of alcoholic drinks per week. I've given up X amount of treats per week. I have refined my eating out to maybe just a couple times a week. I'm really good about eating and sitting down or eating off a plate and sitting down, eating at scheduled time intervals. I am doing really well with my tracking and hitting a calorie target. I've done all these things, and then my weight settles in at 141. Okay, so that is a naturally occurring goal weight. You have changed all the habits and behaviors with your food and your fitness that you can do long term, that are sustainable for you long term. And wherever the weight settles in on the scale is your maintenance weight, not the man-made weight, which is, I see on the BMI chart for my height and age, this is what I should be, and I strive really hard to get there. But then when I get there, I self-sabotage because I did things that really weren't sustainable for me. Now that could, sometimes your BMI weight could be your naturally occurring weight, but I don't see that often. I see a lot of times people forcing the issue versus letting it happen naturally. So what I'm going to encourage you to do today is really evaluate your approach on this. Do you feel like maybe part of the problem you've had in the past is you put so much focus on needing to achieve a man-made weight that has been predetermined for you, right? We're going to sink the lake in right here, whether nature likes it or not. And then, or have you actually said, I'm going to just focus on this whole habit change thing. I'm going to focus on refining my eating habits until I'm not willing to do so anymore. I'm going to continue to move my body in a way that I enjoy until I find the right threshold of exercise for me. and I'm going to see where that takes my body weight. Maybe it takes me down 20 pounds. Maybe it takes me down 100 pounds. I don't know. I'm on this mission to see where my weight naturally goes from making all these wonderful positive choices. Now, what's really cool, no matter what you do, right, with a naturally occurring weight, if life changes for you more and you maybe start eating differently and even improve more after you've hit a naturally occurring goal weight, your weight can always change again, right? Just like a lake that's been created by nature can get bigger or smaller, right? You're not locked and loaded and it's going to be this way forever, but you do all of the behavior changes you can do that you want to do. You add in fitness to your ability level and comfortability level for where you are right now, and you watch and see where that takes you. Because what happens when we force ourselves to achieve a number on the scale? Anybody can do that, right? Like, we could go sweat it out like we're getting ready for a wrestling match. We can eat very little and then step on the scale, or drink no water for a few days and step on the scale. We can all hit a certain number on the scale. That's really not what is impressive. What's impressive is you drop 50 pounds, you keep it off year in and year out, you don't bring it back on, and yeah, maybe you're not at the BMI chart's recommended weight for your height, but you kept 50 pounds off. You really have to reevaluate how you see success here, okay? So I hope this little video helps kind of break down in my mind, how you should go about setting a goal weight. It should be more of a naturally occurring goal weight based on changing eating behaviors and fitness behaviors over time. A man-made one you could definitely get to. I'm not going to say that that can't happen, but when we're talking about long-term weight maintenance, if you do things that are unsustainable to get there, more than likely the weight will come back on when you don't choose to do those actions anymore. So please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please let me know if I can create any other videos to help you. You guys have a great day.